Alright, let's start with the problem. We have to identify what is the issue now, and I really think it's because of the whenever I try to edit a collider, no, whenever I try to edit a terrain, it's getting reduced to a point of uh, yeah, as you can see that it's we started at to having a total colliders of 30, but now it is just 17. So that's not a good sign. It's not a working system because later on you cannot edit uh, outside of it. But if you run it as as default, you can edit around this. See, you cannot edit here because the yeah, for some reason it's not creating the right colliders. So we have to know where yeah, so we start first here because I think this is a for normal editing, this is the code that we are using. So here we have the add collider. If it is in range of the center and the mesh data key, which is uh, the 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 created mesh from the voxel octree, it will be created. And for some reason it's not created, uh, which I don't know why, but we will figure it out. So for instance, for us to figure that one out, we start from the when we create the uh, yeah, whenever we spawn the player, and then we create colliders, which I think yeah, it should be here, uh, because we are already creating a colliders. All right, so here we have to know which keys are spawned so that we will have an idea what are the keys being spawned. We're talking about because uh, we are talking about this keys, the zero, not this, this one. So if the player is positioned at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, so that's the worker coordinates. This one is the key coordinates where if it the starting point would be here 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if the player is positioned at 0, 7, he is inside the key 0, 7. So for us to identify which voxel octree the player is standing on or which is he is into. So that's what this is all about. Identifying the center, which is where the player is positioned to, and then creating keys, identifying the keys, and then load the data, and then added the keys here so that we have this one is for our caching. So we have because we are saving it in a data which is a hash map, uh, we should be able to identify which keys that we have to spawn later on or to render on the screen. So that's it's more of this is more of optimization rather than the feature itself. So we need to optimize a bit. So and then we load the mesh for render. Oh, okay. For this one, it's just data access, so that we don't access it every single time. We don't recreate it every single time. We identify which keys we want to have, which voxel octrees keys we want to have. So here we are loading the mesh data for rendering and needed for collision detection that is required when we are hitting the mesh. So that yellow, I don't know if that's yellow because I am colorblind, but it won't be possible if we don't know the mesh data uh, that that's hitting the surface of the mesh. So that's for that. We need to create the data for that to create a mesh so that we can identify which uh, mesh top surface level mesh we are hitting, so that we know where to put the preview and where what to delete or edit on that voxel object chunk. So let's get let's move. The issue we are having is that the colliders around the player shouldn't be reducing, or perhaps it should be being reduced, right? Because it shouldn't just the maximum. Oh, okay, I think I found a problem because the colliders around the player should be just a maximum of 27. If it is air, it shouldn't spawn anything. So okay, maybe we hit a problem here. All right, so let's identify those. Which keys are uh, being spawned? Yeah, it's weird that it has 30. It's just be maximum of 27. Maximum of 27 is because in 2D, so if the player is here in 2D, it's just 9. All right, but if you add more, the z axis, it will be 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27. So that will be a maximum. But there's air whenever we spawn. So around the player, the ground should only the ground should have colliders. Why are we having more colliders indicated here? It's 30. It's more than the possible colliders that the players is possible to have around it, one one voxel away from the player. So even if we go below something like this, it should be just 30 colliders. So we're on top, so it should be just um, under 27 colliders. So we have to identify which keys are being created to have a colliders. Doesn't make any sense. So later on we have to, okay, here, all right, where are we being positioned? We are positioned at 000, but we are creating chunks. We are creating voxels at coordinate 2. Doesn't make any sense. Um, hmm, that's weird. Are we getting keys that has 2? Then what are the keys being passed here? So we have to comment this one out, and then for in keys iter, and then print requested keys. It doesn't have to be. We'll just print it because we will know. For now, just an indicator in here. I don't know the right practice for that, but we're just logging, so it doesn't matter. If it's too many, then we have to name it. So okay. Okay, now we see why is it requesting 2. Perhaps the hmm. All right, we have to know. Okay, perhaps it's requesting 2. It's not, right? That's weird. Okay, because the decision for the ranges, if we want to, yeah, this is the only one. Like, if the player stands at 0, it's all we calculate that the difference here and here is just the spawned keys from the player, and it's not doing it correctly. It should be just one key away from the player, and we have to identify why this one is returning that. So the LOD is 0. Is it? Is it really the LOD is 0? We have to print. Yeah, it's 0. I mean, mm. And then okay, if the LOD is 0, then return this. The minimum is 0, and then chunk. This is weird. I mean, huh? Let's close the other implementation for now, and then let's identify the real cause of this. Huh? Like what? Uh, okay. I think I have a unit test for this. Perhaps that one can shine a light on this problem that we are having. Right? Yeah, here. I have a unit test for that. So here, is it not working? Yeah, it does work. But why is it returning more than it should? The min max. So so I think this is the culprit of it. Do we have okay here? Yeah, it does work. I don't know. No, 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 no. We try to do this here. We put a unit test doing this just 1 0, that it shouldn't return more than that. So for us to do that, we we try to manually do it. Jesus, this one is not working. Hmm. Yeah, for now let's try to know why is it not working, because it's just using it as a not using directly the utils, which is what I intend. We have to put a interface around ranges and this key where are we positioned with. So okay, this one is correct, and then let's print the key. Let's run it. Yeah. Well, what? I'm a bit surprised. Okay. Perhaps we have to know the ranges. It's being set. Is the ranges have the right value? That's what I want to know. Because of this. All right. So let's print it out here for, or just directly print it ranges if you want to res chunk manager and then ranges. No, ranges. What? Yeah, self ranges. Oh, okay. We don't need the chunk manager ranges. Oh, okay. That's interesting, but why is it 02468? Mm, that's very interesting. All right, okay. I'm wrong. It's taking the value from this one, I think. What's being passed here? It's not using the default value. Hmm. Oh yeah, here. It set as 2. Okay. Okay. I am wrong. Jesus. Because I'm just assuming that's just around the player and it's just one. Well, we all learn. Okay. We try to we try to make, so we don't have to do anything here because we already know my mistake. And my mistake is that I'm assuming about this range. So, if we are modifying things, we have to know this. I mean, the range. So, I really think it, yeah, for now, huh. Yeah, I think we need to something like distance let dist or chunk tile count, tile dist, resource, or Bevy Voxel resource, and then get LOD, get collider dist for now, and then we create that here inside the implementation. In range by LOD. Oh yeah, I created this one. So I think we don't have to do this. We just have to. What is this? Okay, it requires two keys, which we already have. Bevy, Bevy in range by LOD. Then key one is center key mesh data key. Yeah, we have to put why I'm I deleting everything and then 0. If it is in range, then this one do this, otherwise do the other. Let's see if I'm doing it correctly. Oh wow, okay, that fixed it. Okay, that one fixed it. We're genius. Um, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. But this one should be the same as this, right? So this is a problem because we are using it in two areas. I really think it's just the same as here because you're just adding it. So we have to create a convenient an API or something like that, or no, a function wrapper to make it convenient just to call one function. So for this one, I really think we only need mesh component. So what we'll do is that which we can change it later. It'll just make it convenient, just to have one function call, because it's just one operation. So pub fn create create what is data? Okay, here, and this is all chunks. Yeah, it will. But anyway, yeah, initialize init respawn colliders. But for now, we'll just do it. We'll just do it like that, because we have to still modify it later. Yeah, so we have to pass a mute. Oh, this is a problem, correct? No, 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 it's not. A mesh component is just a common component, mesh component. We need this, all chunks for now, all chunks. It should be not chunks, right? It should be, yeah, it should be chunks. Yeah, for now we call voxel octree data meshes as chunks. Chunks. Chunk. Yeah, I really think that's okay to call it a chunk. Containing data or voxel octrees, because it's inside chunk, it has voxel octree, which just have other data. So yeah, we call it chunk. That's why we call it chunk manager to manage all of these. But now it's being managed somewhere, so we have to refactor that. So yeah, later we'll do it. So this one will be inside here, and then this will be this. Oh, okay, it should be mutable, right? Because the collider, yeah, it has to be mutable. And then mesh component, and then we comment this one out, and then we do this. A magic respawn. Oh, I'm sorry. Bevy Voxel resource respawn colliders. See the magic? Not yet, not yet. All chunks and the mesh comp. It is complaining. It is complaining because it doesn't have the mute. So once we run it, is it doing? No, not found in this scope. 900 line 935. So we have to make it the all chunks as chunks. And then on line 300 900 939 939, I cannot say it correctly. We don't have the center. Perhaps we don't have to show the center. You just have to say this is the key. I64 3. So here, oh, I'm sorry. Shouldn't put that. We should put it after the self, because that's how this function is being structured. If we wanted implement to use something like OOP, mute self should always be first. Yeah, I haven't asked that before, but yeah, it will throw errors, right? Yeah, it will throw errors. So if you put it, yeah, next to self declaration, it will be fine. So okay, key, third key. Let's see, standard key not found. What? This, bro. What's your problem? Oh, okay. 942. Yeah, it should be just key. All right, and it's working. Yeah, right? See, it's working. I don't see the preview not working correctly. That fixed the problem. Oh wow, that fixed the problem. Oh no, it's not. As you can see, there's a man. We should make it may try to full screen this. As you can see, there's a ridges here, which is the preview, but we fixed the other problem we have. All right, so we created the function that will just call the same as here. See how convenient is that, right? We just call something like this, and then later on review this and remove functions that's not needed here. So yeah, so make it easier. You don't have to just copy paste it here. That's not a good practice when you are creating when you're writing code. You shouldn't just copy paste it here because later on there's a concept called uh, kiss, right? KISS. So it means keep it simple, stupid. I don't know if the other S, the S in the end, still needed, but maybe it's just for emphasis. But yeah, so in that concept, it's saying just make it simple, and if you modify it here, so something like if we just copy paste it here to here, we just left it something like this, and then we copy paste it here to here again. Uh, you're not making it simple because once you change it here, the implementation, you know, I cannot say it correctly. If the implementation here changed, you have to change it here as well. So it's not simple. You are making redundant code, and then later on, as time passes by, you don't. It's hard to track the problem of it. So if it's just one, it's very simple. You just create it. You just change it here. The change will be the same as here to here because it's just the same functionality. So anyway, we have to this one is not being used, but later on it will be included, so it's just wise to just change it here instead of just waiting. But yeah, I get it. Later on, we still need to test it, but the UI is not enabling it. So enabling it requires a lot of not exactly is hard, but the UI is not set up to enable editing by sphere. So yeah, that's another topic we have to that I'll discuss later on as we go along. So yeah, for now let's fix that glitch where when the player The preview one, yeah, this one, can you see that? The wave, it's unnecessary. So we have to fix that. But first we have to commit the changes that we had. And then git add, git status, and then git commit. Everyone is afraid of commit. No, it's not a good plan. Okay. I'll stick with game development. Fixed colliders needed for raycast not spawning correctly. All right, so then we should proceed to that problem. The preview is not working well, so we have to find out where is that code. I know, guys, the implementation of this is a bit, yeah. After our first release, I'll refactor this, all of these things. There are so many things that's not working well here. So okay, let's chunk preview. Yeah, that's for graphics. We have to find the right one. What are we? The preview graphics. So preview graphics. What's giving this? Preview graphics. Yeah, the preview, and then the preview. Okay, I think it's in. It's not here, but in. Mm, mm-hmm. Preview. I think we already have. Okay, here. Get preview. No, this is for remove. I think we need to find out the implementation of it. Huh. The edit. I really need to structure this well. Does it have it here? Here? No, no, no. You know what? I'm always doing this and I'm confusing myself. What we have to do is search this. Search this one. Alright. Alright. Right. Right. Find folder. And then, yeah. So implement default and then add this. Is it this? No, not this. We are not. It changed. Receive mesh. Like what? Where are we? What? Okay, I'll just go one by one. Like Jesus. Yeah, I know. Get preview sphere or preview cube. Where are we doing? Where are we using this? We're not using it. So it's not being used anywhere. I can't believe. Yeah, my code is nightmare. We have to fix this. Yeah, it's not being used anywhere. Like, come on, man. I've been trying to. Like, what? This is not being used anywhere? How about this? So it is practically useless. Like, what? Okay. We are rebels, okay. We are not afraid of this. No, we're not afraid. We're not pussies. We delete things because we know it's useless. Okay, here it's being used here. Okay. Okay. Where it's line 319. That's the best way to know it because I forgot about the implementation. Okay, the get preview. We have this kind of implementation where it's give depending on the edit state, it returns the right value. So all right, so this one is internal. Why it does have it is public. So we have to remove this. All right, and then this one are not returning the right values. So the get voxel. Oh, I think this is the problem. Oh yeah, okay, because it's not loading the right value. Perhaps, perhaps that's perhaps. Um, okay, we set the value of the chunk, and then we get it in a temp. Ha. What is this? Set voxel because chunk manager here. The here set voxel, and then get voxel. Yeah, we have to play around here if it's really not working well. It's a default. Get voxel mute, perhaps. Yeah, I really think this one is not loading the right value, so we have to mutate this. V get voxel mute, and then run it. There's still a wave. What? I'm not editing. Just make it fast. Yeah, it is editing the right thing. I mean, huh? It's editing really fast. Why is there ridges? I don't understand. What's happening here? Yeah, that. Ah, come on, bro. Will it be spawned like this? The ridges. It's not helping us. You know what? Maybe we should add more here. The size, perhaps 4. No, it didn't help. It didn't help. There's still ridges. Where is it coming from? That ridges. And it has a pattern. That's weird. Hmm. Oh, perhaps it's this is the problem, not the huh. This is interesting. I haven't encountered something this yet. It was working before, right? So why is it not working now? Hmm. Huh. The size. Yeah, we we set it as center. We as a size. We put it then half of it, half the size plus one. The max and then minus the s. The size is the preview size. So the maximum would be the half of it again, and yeah. Hmm. The hmm. So we have to set more. Perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. I think it's hmm. The ridges only shows at this size. Can I have that? Can I see the other structure of it? Yeah, it's just on the edges. It's just on the edges. Huh. You know what? Let's try to add more about the size. Like when it is the set voxel, it will set everything. Hmm. Yeah, it will be mutable, so we are not worried about it. Excuse me. Perhaps let's try to artificially and make it larger. No, the rendering will be bigger, right? It will be by default large. Yeah, yeah. No, that's not the good approach because yeah, this one is setting the size, but why are we getting the wrong value? This is the local, the mid pause, and then x would be this. Perhaps hmm, we should initialize all of these. The maximum size of the chunk, chunk, or the octree. Octree get size. For y, I know it's inefficient, but We are always targeting to make it work first before we optimize. Premature optimization is not good. Everything premature, you know what I mean. As I-64. Anything premature is not good. Alright? Like premature babies. It's not alright to have a premature babies. Same as optimization. So, what? What? Um, mm, that's weird. Like, what? We are getting the wrong values? What is that? Or perhaps we have to reduce? I don't understand. I mean, -1. -1. Oh, okay. Perhaps the problem is here. We should have -1. We shouldn't load everything up. Huh, what's necessary, right? Okay. Yeah, it's still the ridges, but perhaps -2. Or perhaps it's in the negative side. Oh, it is working correctly. So we shouldn't do that, right? We shouldn't put a maximum, not so much of a. Oh, there you go. Fixed. The maximum shouldn't be set because I think. Oh no, there's still a bug. Yeah. Huh. Oh man. That's on the negative side, correct? Um, maybe minus or +2 or +1 for now. Yeah, it's mostly trial and error in on my end. Yeah, later on it will make sense. No, no, we cannot do this. Maybe if we make it larger. Large. No. But why is that though? Huh. Does it gone if we put it back to default? No, still the same. Why is it does it have a different value? I don't get it. Perhaps I'm returning the wrong values. Hmm. We copy the chunk value. It shouldn't, but it does. and then modify it based on the calculated position. So it's basically just the preview of the preview of the once the player really click click it. So for instance here, once the player really clicks it, what we are doing basically here to see the result when the player clicks it, we we clone the manager we clone the manager which is contains all of these octaves, and then we set the value which is 1, that one you see as yellow, and then we we get the value of that one is the octave, just one octave. We call it chunk because it has more values, because octave is just a data structure. We call it chunk because it has the key, and then the meshes data, the yeah, and other data. That's why we call it chunk. So the chunk has the octave, and then we set the voxel value of it so that it will be shaped like this. And we are getting the value from the temporary manager. It's a preview manager. Perhaps it should be called preview manager. But the problem is when when we use a bigger value, you see the artifact or the wrong. I can see that if it is in pause, when it is paused. Yeah, can you see that that wrong values is the problem. When I reduced it, it's not showing this, but the problem is that once we simulate, once we have a preview on top of this, once we create this and then we preview on top of it, something like this, and then the preview on top, we will have that. So we really believe it's wrongfully creating mesh. Yeah, so and that's a problem. That's really a problem. Maybe we don't have to do this, perhaps. No. Ah, this sucks. Hmm. Hmm. That sucks, but I can. So we have to create a tutorial about it. So we create a new one called what is this one? All right. Well, this is good. So we'll just create a new one. to really visualize what we are doing when we are previewing to square. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Then, hmm, so I think we need to insert a free hand to just describe for now what we are doing. What? Yeah, there you go. Then the brush, and then stop drawing for now, so that I think we don't need this, but I'll just draw here, start draw. So imagine this is the terrain. Okay, okay, and then this. Perfect. So we we have to once this is the preview chunk that we are creating. So once we place it here, it will set in the preview manager what it does. So it will fill all of these things. We'll copy the chunk manager's data, we clone it, and then we set it here, the value here, to have that. So yeah, we we set that value, but the problem is there is unnecessary ridges that is showing when we set that. Okay, so this one is the right size, but the spawn size is smaller, something like this. And we spawn it, and we put it as a something like this. Oh no, okay, we reverse the, because this one is the rendering. Okay, so when we do this, then we do this, uh, we have to name this. Have a text A, B, and then C, and then we describe the problem. So for that, we do this. We describe it first, and then yeah, okay. B is the full sized preview, if I can say it correctly. Perhaps we could make it bigger, larger, perhaps. Like what? What is that, man? What? Huh? Okay, fine. This one. Chunk. We should start with A, correct? The preview, the visible preview chunk. And then C, the current terrain. We call it terrain, right? Because all of those chunks are just basically the terrain is just a bunch of chunks. Excuse me. So what we have to do here is that whenever we strike this one, the directional, we don't have the curve direction. Can we rotate it? Something like this. And we hit this. This is the camera. We recreate the camera. No, let's do eyes. No, no. Oh no, stop, Jesus. Yeah, there you go. Start. Oh man, just imagine it, okay? Uh, the what kind of eye is that? Anyway, I view view vector, whatever, camera view vector. Let's stop this.